Peace and blessings, family. This is brother Shareef with the Hour of Power. Go to Hour of Power Shareef Hamid on YouTube, subscribe and share so we can continue to lift the mind, body, and soul of our people. It's been a minute since I have uploaded any information here on the YouTube channel or done any messages. I apologize for that, but some things been going on personally, but I'm back on track now, and I want to continue to deliver the truth and lift your mind, body, and soul through the hour of power. So I'm going to do what I can to continue to deliver some messages. And thank you for those who have been subscribing and still checking out the channel. It's a lot been going on lately. Most recently, what's been rocking our community is the vigilante violence and what's been going on with the police department and the murder of our boys. Most recently, Mr. Ahmaud Arbery in Brunswick, Georgia, the brother who was jogging, seemed like he wasn't bothering anyone, and then these two demons decide to take the law into their own hands, not that the law was being broken, and they murdered him, and it was caught on video. But the thing is, this didn't just happen. This happened February 23rd, over 2 months ago. It's just now being made public. And then about 2 days ago, I believe Thursday, they finally arrested these two people, Gregory and Travis McMichael, after they slaughtered this brother for no reason. From what we could see, he was bothering no one, and certainly he was unarmed, and both of them have high-powered guns and rifles, and they gunned him down, but they were in fear. So we should be having our eyes open to see how this plays out. I hope people aren't getting too jubilant because an arrest was made. Like I said on my regular podcast, that was just damage control. That's just damage control because, again, this incident happened on February the 23rd when they rolled up on this brother and lynched him. It is said that the father had connections with the prosecution and the police department. It's even pictures going viral on the internet now showing him at a KKK rally with KKK outfit on or whatever. Wouldn't surprise me any. And the KKK has been known to do sacrificial murders. You can look up the murder of Jason Smith, a 14-year-old child in the bayou in Louisiana, how they raped, sodomized, beat this young boy, took his sneakers, and then drowned him in a lake. Then they said that he drowned, and his father even said, I actually talked to his father on the radio years ago. This happened back in 2012, just making a connection of how as part of KKK initiation, they will do sacrificial murders. So this could be what this was if, in fact, the dad is part of the KKK. Because it seems like they just picked him out. He wasn't bothering anyone. And let's say that he was. Let's say that Mr. Arbery was breaking the law, which it don't seem like he was. He was just jogging. Whatever happened to let the law handle this? They're not the law. They took the law into their own hands. They're not even the police. And they murdered this boy. And it took over 2 months for any charges to be filed and for just a mere arrest. But we've seen this before with George Zimmerman. It took them 45 days. Less time than this incident. But It's about the same. Took them 45 days to arrest George Zimmerman with no video. We got a video with this. They've had the video from day one. No arrests. Over 2 months. So this is worse than the George Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin case. And you know how that ended. It ended with him being found not guilty. We'll see if this goes to trial. And if it does, it will probably be a kangaroo court. They're already getting their lies together. It's even information out now that there were no 911 calls about any illegal activity going on there. But they're going to get their lies. They already got their lies together. They got their lies together. They got their kangaroo court together, their kangaroo judge, their kangaroo jury. This is what we can expect with this moving forward. A kangaroo court. And that is why no charges was filed. Said the dad was involved with the district attorney or somewhere in the criminal justice system. Says he knows people in the Brunswick County Police Department and they covered up for him. Smell a rat all the way around with this. This poor brother just jogging. And he gets gunned down. And no charges, no arrests for over 2 months. This is just damage control. Because of the public heat that they have been getting. And I talked about on my podcast, I could only imagine what the conversation was when they brought these two demons in. When they finally arrested them the other day. Here's how the conversation went. A little birdie told me this. Mr. McMichael and son, we're sorry we had to bring you in. This is the conversation that a little birdie told me that the Brunswick County Police Department had with Gregory and Travis McMichael, the two demons that lynched our brother. Sorry we had to bring you in under these circumstances, but before we get started, we just want to apologize that we had to bring you in under these circumstances, and we salute you for your bravery. We know that you were just protecting your community and the local citizens in your community. We salute you. And we really didn't want to do this, but we've been getting so much public pressure and heat. This is just part of the process. We had to bring you in. We had to, not that we wanted to, but we salute you. We consider you and your son an American hero. We know that N-word was doing something. So we just want you to know that we support you. And we're already working on a GoFundMe account for you. So you don't got to come out of your pocket for anything if this goes to trial. Hopefully it don't go to trial, but if it does, don't worry, Mr. McMichael and son, we got you. Because we support you and we believe in you. If it goes to trial, don't worry. We will have a judge and a jury. The court will be kangarooed in our favor, in your favor. We support you. And we know that you are just protecting the citizens in the community. Look what happened with our good friend George Zimmerman. He was a neighborhood watchman just like you. And he had to lay down that tyrant, that Trayvon Martin. Because he was a tyrant. He was doing something. Just like we know this Ahmaud Arbery. He was doing something. We don't quite know what it is, but he was doing something. And you were just protecting your community. And you had to do what you had to do. But we support you. And we're going to get you through this. This is just part of the process. To get these people off of our back. But it'll die down because they never follow up with anything. They're just having another one of their adult-sized temper tantrums, these Negroes. Just adult-sized temper tantrum. It'll die down soon. Matter of fact, it's so many things going on around, something else will happen, and then that'll divert their attention. And this'll die down in due time. But if it does go to trial, we got you. We will set up a GoFundMe account. You won't even have to come out of your pocket. The judge, the jury, and even the prosecution will be in our favor. It'll be okay. Remember our good friend Darren Wilson who gunned that nigger down in Louisiana, that Mike Brown? You see how our people raised money for him within a week? We'll do the same thing for you. Just like we believed in Darren Wilson, just like we believed in George Zimmerman, we believe in you. You have nothing to worry about. We salute you for what you did on February the 23rd. We know he was doing something. We must protect our community. And some things that you can expect with this public pressure, you can expect them to rally and march. But that's just a part of their adult-sized temper tantrum. It won't last long. They'll probably rally and march here, rally and march in Washington, and get on TV and protest. But it won't last long. It won't last long. Remember in Charlotte when they had all those riots there a couple years ago, how they marched in the streets? But how long did that last? After they marched one or two times, or even the riots that they had in Louisiana after the killing of Mike Brown with our good friend Darren Wilson, it just kind of went away after a while. That's what they do. We just need to weather this first storm and wave, and everything will be okay. It's just an adult-sized temper tantrum. They'll probably even get Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson involved. But you don't got to worry about that because they are CIA agents. Yeah. When have they ever gotten justice for these Negroes? This Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson. Don't let that bother you. They've never gotten justice. Did they get justice for Trayvon Martin? Did they get justice for Sean Bell, the man that was shot 50 times with his fiance? Did they get justice for Philando Castile when he had a license to carry his gun? How about Eric Garner? How about the child that our good cop killed in the Midwest, Tamir Rice? Never got any justice for that. Sandra Bland, we can go on and on. These Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson, it's just a smokescreen. Don't worry about them. They never get justice for these Negroes. Don't worry about that. We just need to weather this first storm. The main thing is if this goes to trial. Everything else before that is just their adult-sized temper tantrums. But if this goes to trial, which it could, Mr. McMichael and Son, the court would be kangarooed in our favor, just like it was kangarooed for George Zimmerman. Yeah, it was kangarooed. He didn't do a day in jail. We will say that you felt like you were in danger. We will bring up his past, and if he has one little ding on his record, even no matter how irrelevant or insignificant it is as it relates to this case, we'll bring it up, and we will say that you were in fear for your life. We may even come up with some kind of false evidence that he had a gun and he waved a gun at you, even though that's not on the video. We'll come up with something. And all we need is just a little bit to create doubt in the jury that you had to do this and you felt threatened and you were protecting your community and you two are American heroes. And the jury will find you not guilty. All we need is just a little bit. Just a little bit. And we can do that. We've been working on it for the last 2 months. So it's nothing for you to worry about, Mr. McMichael and Son. And we just want you to know we are very proud of you for what you did. You are American heroes for protecting our community against this tyrant. He's a tyrant. They're always robbing and stealing and doing something. And don't worry about this talk about you being a part of the KKK, we'll say that was something years ago, and they have to prove that that was really you in that picture. I don't think they have that. And even if they do, we'll just say that that was something of the past and you're not a part of that group anymore. Even though we believe in the beliefs and principles of the KKK, but that doesn't look good in the public, so we'll find a way to minimize that. Don't worry about that. But if you are a grand wizard or something in the KKK, keep doing. We need that. We need that. And we need neighborhood watchmen. They don't belong in our neighborhoods. What was he even doing there? We're going to get through this. We're going to help you get through this, both of you. You have nothing to worry about. I know it doesn't look good now because we had to bring you in reluctantly and file these charges, but it's just part of the process. Because of the public heat that we've been catching, we didn't want to do this. But it's just par for the course. We're going to get you through this. Just hang in there, especially this first wave. Everyone is upset now, but this is what they do with their temper tantrums, these Negroes. It'll die down. They never follow up on stuff. So, sorry we had to bring you in under these circumstances, but we just want you to know, the state of Georgia, the county of Brunswick, we stand behind you and we support you 150%. And we're going to get you through this, just like our brethren got George Zimmerman through it. And many others with cases like this. They got through it. We're going to get you through it. And remember, we just need a little bit of doubt. We just need to create a little bit of doubt to let the jury know that you are upstanding citizens and you were just trying to protect your community and you were in fear. If we can just create a little bit of doubt, we can get you off the hook. This is about the conversation that was had when murder charges was filed against Gregory and Travis McMichael for the slaughter and the murder and the lynching of our brother, Ahmaud Arbery. I think I'm saying his name right. May he rest in peace and prayers to his family. What are we going to do? We know what they're going to do. But the question is, family, what are we going to do? Are we going to continue to stand by and watch our boys and our children be slaughtered by this injustice system? Enough is enough. Enough has been enough. What are we going to do about this? What can we do? Standing by and waiting for the next casualty should not be an option. Marching hasn't worked. That has not worked. No matter who we put in office, that don't seem to work either. We just had a black man in office, and the killings like this have only gotten worse. Marching don't work, and voting don't work. So what are we going to do? What we can do, what's in our reach, is get our boys, get our children, get more involved with our youth. Teach them about situational awareness. We need to unify more than ever. Talking about the black and the brown family, because we are targets. This is target practice. Animals aren't even treated this way. So everything else that we've been doing that I just mentioned, that's not the protection. It's not working. Because if it was the solution, it would have worked by now. What are we going to do to prevent the next casualty of war? Because we are at war. They don't even look at us as human. Who does that? A man jogging unarmed, not bothering anyone. Now the reports are coming out that no 911 calls were made about burglaries or robberies in that area. And even if it was, does he deserve to die like that? What happened to let the law handle situations? They're not even the police. But they feel like they got the license to kill. And they almost got away with it. Because this happened over 2 months ago. This lynching of our brother, Ahmaud, by these two demons. Almost got away with it. Walked away as if nothing happened. Is that the way you treat another human being? So they don't even look at us as human. Don't even look at us as human. Gunned him down. Target practice. Probably was some KKK initiation hit killing. I bet you. And this ain't the first. It's not the first time. Look up the murder of Jason Smith, how he was a sacrificial lamb with a KKK hit there in Louisiana back in 2012. Just Google it. It'll come right up in YouTube. The murder of Jason Smith, a 14-year-old child, murdered, beaten, sodomized, and raped, and robbed, and thrown in a river. Then they said he drowned when he didn't even swim. Couldn't swim. Dad said he was frightful of water coming up to his ankles in the bathtub, so he certainly wouldn't have went to that lake to swim. Just another lie and smokescreen. This is what we're dealing with. So don't be deceived by the arrest and the murder charges. That means nothing. Based off of their history and based off of what we just saw with Trayvon Martin and this George Zimmerman and others. They are getting their lies and their Kangaroo Court together as we speak. This is Brother Shareef with the Hour of Power. Again, I'm going to try to do better with keeping up with this information. I tried to go YouTube Live, but said I couldn't do that for some reason, so this is a pre-recorded message. Please send in some comments of what you think of this video, and I'm going to try to upload more of my messages from my podcast so we can stay informed and so I can do my part, which is to lift the mind, body, and soul of our people. And I apologize for being gone so long, but hang in there with me. We're going to try to get back on track. Let's look and see how this plays out with the lynching of Ahmaud Arbery in Brunswick, Georgia. An innocent man jogging. Can't even jog anymore without being a target. We are treated worse than animals. What are we going to do? Peace and blessings.